It's your boy G guys, and today we're gonna react to the most disturbing beauty standards that still exist in this world. Let's go.
The location you were born, raised, or grew up in drastically affects the things that you find physically attractive. For example, if you grew up in East Asia, the beauty standard is more like skinnier, lighter skin, maybe dark-haired humans. In America, they prefer more like curvy body types, a little bit heavier people, and for you, you prefer me. No, not funny. But all jokes aside, every place has their own unique beauty standard. If you travel all the way down to the southern part of Asia, in a country known as Myanmar, you will find the most interesting beauty standard that you have probably ever seen. So apparently in Myanmar, this is the beauty standard, okay? There's a certain tribe out there that likes to elongate their necks with these rings. It looks really freaky, looks like something out of a movie. Freaking Elastigirl from Incredibles, Fantastic Four. And here's a quick little video of somebody getting this procedure done.
Nah, this shit look mad heavy, bro. But isn't this shit like not good for your neck?
है कि थाईलैंड में रहने वाली ये क्यान ट्राइब की औरतें अगर अपनी गर्दन में रिंग्स नहीं पहनेंगी तो उन्हें जंगली जानवर
It's weird because like people in America get flamed for having long necks, bro. If you have a long neck, they'll like laugh at you, roast you, be like, yo, long neck, man. Here, that is, you know, bad. Yeah, so here you can see the lady actually applying the neck rings.
नहीं पहनेंगे तो ये लोग मारे जाएंगे क्योंकि ये लोग जहाँ पर
So apparently it's this larger brass.
God damn. Whoa, this just looks like torture, bro. Nah, your ass looks like a giraffe or some shit.
Circle and it starts off and then they gradually like twist it around the neck. Pretty crazy stuff. As they add more and more rings, it's kind of like leveling up. Start off with like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 rings, and the more ranks you go, the more like I guess baddie status you are apparently. So this lady right here is the top of the line with all these neck rings on.
The girl with the longest neck is chosen to marry the tribe's king and becomes the queen. That's why they start putting rings around young girls' necks from childhood.
So people in Myanmar find this attractive, by the way.
So their necks grow longer over time.
From childhood though, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I can see some issues with that, bro. Like they don't get the consent, man. They don't get to say, yo, I don't want that. If I'm born into this tribe, I'm just like destined to have long neck syndrome, bro, regardless. According to this article I found, that gives us more supporting evidence or information and context around the topic. It states here that the coils are associated with beauty and they provide cultural identity. Once they are on, they're rarely
I don't know why, but this shit's tough, bro. This shit tough.
ever removed. It's only ever removed to be replaced by a longer coil. And it says the muscles covered by the coil has become weakened, which I imagine, dude. Damn, not even just weakened. Imagine that crazy tan. I know that's probably like the last of their concerns, but their face is probably gonna be like very, very like, you know, tan from the sun. And then the skin under might be damn near white, man. Besides just like a beauty trend or whatever, I feel like this would be practical for like survival in like wartime. Let's just say somebody comes up to you with like a sword, right? Trying to like slice your neck. You have these coil protecting your neck. You know, you're not gonna be beheaded at the very least, right? Now, apparently the way it works is it actually doesn't elongate your neck, which obviously, right, coils aren't going to do that, but what it does is it pushes down on your clavicle and your collarbone to the point where your neck just stretches out because this part is just going down. Does that make sense? Also, they do end up taking it off if they do like medical examinations, things like that, safety precautions. Now, initially putting my Western perspective on this type of beauty standard is not gonna mesh well, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was thinking, okay, I can see like the coils, maybe if the coils were made of some type of like gold or some type of like crazy mineral, but I feel like here, having a long neck is just the opposite of beautiful, man. The only thing I can think of, maybe I'm just brain rotted, bro. Freaking what that neck do, bro? Maybe that would symbolize like you're good at like, but over there, that is what's beautiful. When I learned about that, it made me kind of interested in other beauty standards as well, like around the world that we don't know of. So today we're gonna be checking out at least one from every different region of the world. Now, going away from South Asia all the way to the continent of Africa, in Ethiopia there is a small tribe known as the Mercy people, and what they do is something that you will never expect. I know, jump scare, I'm sorry, you know, this is gonna catch you off guard. This is something called Ethiopian lip plates. There is a tribe called Mercy, and they like to put these lip plates in the mouths of women, basically a long piercing. Imagine like what people get in their ears when they get like that gaping piercing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's
No. No, but how do you even eat or speak with this shit in your mouth?
they'll put this plate here, and over time they'll just put bigger and bigger plates. Now, going on Google, if I do type in Ethiopia lip plates, you'll see here a variety of different images. This one here is a plate with holes in it. This plate has some different designs. This is actually a smaller plate here. The hair is kind of fire though. This plate is low-key hard, I'm not gonna lie. And here is a video of somebody actually inserting the plate itself. It's kind of freaky. Your lips should not be stretching out to that point without like your freaking nerve endings feeling like they're damn near fried. Your lips should
Nah, low-key, they need me as a barber. No cap, bro.
Not be stretching out to that point without like your freaking nerve endings feeling like they're damn near fried. Like, man, you don't just feel like queasy just looking at that. Like, damn. I'm trying to think on the positive side. Maybe like you could like put some food on it and then like eat off of it. Maybe that's like the convenience of it. But other than that, I don't see how this is practical at all. How can you even talk? What does it sound like? Even without it, look how her lip hangs. So like she can't even make certain noises like buh, puh. She can't say the word pizza, can't say the word banana. We have a colonizer, a white person here touching the bottom lip of an African person. The optics of this already looks a little bit strange, but let's watch it. Brief intermission. If you enjoyed today's video so far, please make sure you smash the subscribe button. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Okay, so she's putting it in for her. W assistance right here. Fire. Whoa. According to Wikipedia, the plate size is often a sign of social or economic importance, and about 6 to 12 months before marriage, a young woman usually gets her lip pierced by her mother at around the ages of 15 to 18, and the initial piercing is done in a 1 to 2 centimeter length, so eventually like they just stretch out the lip more and more and more and add larger plates. You go from something like this large in the bottom of your lip, kind of like a standard piercing, and then it ends up stretching out into like this big, bro. Crazy stretching. It says that most girls ages 13 to 18 appear to not want to wear this lip plate, which causes the people to be treated kind of like a tourist attraction, which I kind of noticed that, right? Like seeing the white people go up and like grab the bottom of the lip of that one lady is kind of like, it does look a little bit like humiliation ritual. Now, regarding the beauty standard itself, one thing I find really cool and really interesting is the way they like to
The plates are matter. I just gotta say what I gotta say.
decorate the plates themselves. It seems like they're all hand painted, and honestly something that I wish was seen more in like regular day-to-day piercings. American piercing mode, like have them all painted out and dripped out. Moving along from Africa, we are going to be going over to Europe, and Europe has this thing where they're really obsessed with tight corsets. This beauty standard was really from like the older days, you know, Victorian era. They would damn near cinch their waist to the point where their organs would genuinely move around and the rib cages would get fractured and broken. Here's a video from Zach D Films explaining.
Corsets used to be squeezed so tight back in the 19th century that some women actually had their internal organs shifted around.
Crazy.
And this would sometimes cause them severe digestive issues. Some women also experienced breathing problems and would faint frequently. Wearing a tight corset from a young age often caused deformities in the rib cage, making them narrow and compressed as they aged.
Anything where you have to alter your body to the point where you're in massive health risk, man, I would always say it's a no-go. Now, as I said before, these Victorian corsets really died down as a trend, but you see the influences in things like waist trainers. This is pretty much the same concept as just like squeezing in your freaking rib cage and your organs to the point where you just look weird. And this person, for example, is already skinny in itself. What's the point of making your waist like the size of a freaking Subway sandwich, dude? I don't get it. This is not even just a thing in Europe, by the way. In North America, we do this a lot here, but I want to say not as much just because I feel like American culture does leave more room for, you know, larger people. Traveling from Europe back to Asia, there is actually a trend in Indonesia that I want to talk about. In Indonesia, they have this thing called a teeth filing ceremony.
Upper front teeth are gently filed down by a specialist
like
to dull traits like anger, greed, and lust.
I'm not gonna lie, watching teeth filing just makes me freaking cringe, dude.
Begins with prayers and offerings to seek blessings from the gods and ancestral.
Now, the interesting part of Indonesia is there's actually another beauty standard there among a certain tribe where they don't just file their teeth down for like a religious practice, they actually sharpen their teeth to the point where they look like shark teeth because it's seen as beautiful. And originally my first thought was like, imagine, bro, you low-key like bite your tongue one day, bro, you are finished. Oh my god, there's gonna be blood everywhere. Your tongue might fall off. You might catch an infection. You might catch HIV somehow, bro. Your teeth are fried. The sharper teeth you have, I guess that just means like you're more attractive. I never thought you look at some teeth and they're sharp as hell and you're like, oh my god, I need that, man, I need that. If anything, if she's gonna bite it off, you know, that's definitely more of a concern. Maybe again, I'm just brain rotted and my mind is just in the wrong place in the gutter. Now, since we're still in the continent of Asia and we're on the topic of teeth, let's keep it on the same topic of Asian teeth by going up a bit to Japan. So in Japan, they have a thing where the women often have black teeth. I believe it's called ohaguro. It was something that women often wore back in the day, the early 1600s all the way to like the late 1800s. It was seen as like demonic to have like white teeth. So people would make their teeth black with like iron, old tea, just to not have white teeth. And really during the 1900s, this trend really died down a lot, but then it's kind of making a resurgence now, just because people are trying to like,
yeah, like this shit, bro. This shit mad tough. I've been seeing this shit all over TikTok, bro. This shit's so tough.
revive it and turn it into something that's like low-key swaggy and actually turn it into grills, like black grills. I'm not gonna lie, it is low-key tough. Now those were the main ones that I did want to cover in today's video, but there's a couple of other ones that I do want to talk about just a little bit briefly. So in Africa, in the country of Mauritania, there is a beauty standard thing where the women actually get plumped up to like really heavy weight, and that's kind of just like the beauty standard. So the fatter they are, low-key, you know, the badder they are. Kind of like how it was back in like those European old ages, how they would paint like the ideal woman besides like the freaking Mona Lisa, of course. In Ivory Coast, there is a group of people who are a lot like America. They celebrate, you know, like large big butt hips. This is like the first country where I can like low-key be like, dab me up, because like, you know, we're on the same type of pathways, same type of timing, okay? Now, I feel like it would be a shame and it would be like such a judgmental Westerner of me to not, you know, pick apart some of the ideals of North America as well. So in America, BBLs, freaking plastic surgery, it's trash, it's terrible. They do also in Colombia, to be fair, like South America as well. It's to the point where planes are literally packed with people coming from getting BBLs because you could just tell by the way they're sitting on their seat. You can't sit on your butt because it hurts that bad during that recovery process. Now, I feel like to give this video a deeper message, I feel like the moral of the story is that beauty low-key doesn't exist in a way. Hear me out, okay? If you go to a place like China, Japan, North Korea, well, you wouldn't go to freaking North Korea, South Korea, I mean. If you're not skinny as hell, they might look at you like you're genuinely a pig. But then if you go to some place like Ivory Coast, they might be like, yo, come here, you know, you might be 300 pounds, but you're for me. Maybe there's a silver lining among all of this, and it's like, if you feel like you might be a little bit ugly, you might be a little chopped, maybe you're not chopped, maybe you're not ugly, maybe you're beautiful, and you're just in the wrong place that doesn't really appreciate your beauty, man. I feel like if this video does nothing, it should make you more self-confident that there is somebody out there somewhere that might like you for what you are. Maybe it is coping, maybe I'm coping, maybe we are all ugly, man.
With a negative thought can never make a positive life.
But that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you enjoyed today's video, because I want to do more videos that are like informational or different topics. With that being said, please make sure you sub to this channel, sub to the second channel in the description. We're on the road to 100K there. We're at 80,000 almost. Follow the IG in the description as well. Have a great rest of your day. It's Love Hello. I love you, and I'm out. The location you were born.
Chat, that's all for today. Leave a sub on my channel. Peace.